With the recent release of the new Last Airbender live-action TV show, there's no better time to revisit one of the worst adaptations of all time. M. Night Shyamalan's cringe-worthy attempt. This movie is so riddled with flaws that it was difficult to choose just one bad scene. But I think I found a perfect example that will show the awfulness this movie entails. We begin this scene as Aang, Katara, and Sokka have been taken prisoner by the Fire Nation and get brought to a small village. Notice how Aang is wearing handcuffs here? Well, the next time we see him, they have magically disappeared, with no explanation. Is it too much to ask for a little consistency? They also don't put handcuffs on Katara, despite the scene before this showing she has water-bending capabilities. Katara! The village they are taken to is home to an earthbending tribe that has been imprisoned. Aang then gives a speech and tries to convince the earthbenders to fight back.
Why are you acting this way? You are powerful and amazing people.
But why is Aang even allowed to walk freely, let alone make a speech at this point? Wouldn't he be stopped by the Fire Nation? They just brought him to the village as a prisoner and then they completely forgot about him seconds later. Also, notice how Sokka is standing a few meters away from Katara here. Now 1 second later, they are next to each other. Aang then reveals himself as the Avatar. A Fire Nation guard laughs and asks a question.
The Avatar would have to be an airbender. Are you an airbender, boy?
Are you telling me the Fire Nation soldiers were chilling right here the entire time, and none of them had any issues with Aang trying to start an uprising? Also, Katara pushes the guard, but he legitimately just asks a question and laughs. Like, calm down, Katara. She's acting like he attacked Aang physically. This could have been avoided if they put handcuffs on the freaking prisoners. Aang then shows his airbending abilities and the firebenders attempt to kill him. But then, the earthbenders finally stand up and fight back. Something that should be a cool moment, but unfortunately, this is when the awfulness truly begins. Like, take a look at this. Is this meant to be a joke? It took 5 guys doing that ridiculous dance to move one average-sized boulder, and another guy to push it? Did no one consider how underwhelming this looks?
Ain't no love in my man, shoo up, ooh.
The animated show this is based on looks so much better. They completely missed the mark trying to recreate this. How did they manage to make something as cool as controlling elements be so lame? Also, the rock completely disappears when it hits the bad guy. Did anyone give a shit when making this catastrophe? By the way, all of these guys who got knocked over are completely fine. So why in the world are they all retreating? It doesn't make any sense. It makes the Fire Nation look like a bunch of scaredy cats. We then cut to Aang freeing some other villagers. Why in the world are these guys just running straight? Are they dense or something? He's an airbender, you ninnies. And take a look at this scene. Aang does this airbending attack that takes a whole 4 seconds. And what does his opponent do during this time? He legitimately just dances around awkwardly. It's so clear he had zero direction, or maybe he did, but the director was just M. Night Shyamalan, so it's as good as nothing. Thankfully, that brings this shit show to a close. They took one of the best animated shows of all time and turned it into a disaster in every conceivable way. It takes a special kind of incompetence to create something this god-awful, and that is why I believe this is a bad movie scene. So what is your least favourite scene from this movie? Also, if you're interested, check out some other episodes of bad movie scenes. A playlist will be listed in the description. Thanks so much for watching. As for now, don't forget to stay critical, and that's the end of the show.